Practicing double standards is the main cause of misery in the world. If people don't have double standards, this world will be such a happier place to live in. Most of the misery and clashing between people is because of double standards. Why should there be one set of rules for a person or a set of people and another set of rules for everyone else? How we get paid and how well we are treated should be based on our capabilities, skills, and our amicable behavior, not on anything else. Those who follow double standards do so because of habit and sheer ignorance. They will never experience true happiness or peace of mind. Let me explain this through a story. There was a small town, and in that town, a councilman was showing favoritisms to those who made him richer and powerful. The elections were coming, and a few people in the town wanted to get rid of this councilman. They were a police inspector, a small store owner, a clerical worker, a young gas station owner, and a nice lady who was socially prominent. They all got together and started discussing about electing a good, ethical person who will think of the good of the town instead of selfish individual profits and power. The police inspector suggested someone they all knew well. They all considered him for the position and decided that the best candidate would be this good, honest, intelligent man, an accountant who worked a simple job but had enough time to contribute to the town as a councilman. They met with the accountant, who was at first reluctant to take up the venture. He said that he had no experience as a politician, but his 4 friends and supporters convinced him that the reason they selected him was only because he was not a typical politician who shows favoritisms and works only for those who make him wealthy and powerful. They said he would be perfect for the job because he was honest and so would only work for the good of the whole town and not for selfish individual interests. Then the accountant agreed to run for the office of councilman, and after a simple but effective campaign, the accountant won the election. And to celebrate the success, the prominent lady gave a small party which included the supporters of the councilman. They all congratulated the accountant, who would be the new councilman, and he in turn offered his thanks to them and promised that he would work for the good of the whole town. As they were relaxing, the small store owner approached the new councilman and said, "I am glad that I voted for you. By the way, did you know that there are not enough bus stops in the main street? It would be really great if you could put up a bus stop, say in front of my store. I just wanted to mention it. Thanks." And as soon as he left, the clerical worker approached the new councilman and said, "I was waiting to talk to you alone. You know, I was your main supporter. Please visit my humble clerk's office sometime. However, when you come, you will notice that my office is old and dilapidated. It would be great if you could direct some of your funds to renovate my office. I would really appreciate it." When he went away, the new councilman was dismayed, and when he was still trying to absorb what had just happened, his third supporter, the young new gas station owner, casually sauntered to the councilman. He said, "Hi there, how is everything? You must be really happy that you will be working for the good of the town. And speaking of good of the town, did you know that there are important roads that are still unpaved? Take, for example, the rough road where my gas station is. It keeps the drivers away because of its bad condition. I just wanted to ask you to use some of your funds to have this road paved and fixed." After he left, the new councilman felt that he needed some fresh air to think and understand what he has got into. So he slowly left the room and sat on the bench in the front porch. The police inspector noticed the troubled and perturbed look on his friend's face and came to the porch himself. He said to the councilman, "You look tired. I guess the election efforts and finally winning the election has drained some of your energy." The new councilman replied, "No, it is not the election that is bothering me, but I am puzzled by the behavior of our three friends and supporters. They told me that I should become a councilman because I will work for the whole town and not show favoritism to anyone. In fact, that was their main motto for this election campaign. However, after I won just now, every one of them came to me one by one and wanted me to do something special for them individually. That is what saddens me and puzzles me." The inspector said, "Well, it is because people believe that favoritism is only something that is shown to other people. It becomes okay when it's shown to themselves." The new councilman understood. He said, "Oh, I see. But how do I perform my duties righteously for the good of the whole town without hurting the feelings of these friends and supporters?" The inspector answered, "Just remember why you got elected, and that is to serve all the people in this town. Make these individuals understand that when you work for the good of all the people of the town, it will end up being good for these individuals too." The inspector then said with a big smile, he said, "At least no one has bribed you so far." The councilman laughed and said, "Yes, that's true so far." But as soon as he finished saying this, the nice lady supporter who gave this party for the councilman came to them. She had a delicious pie in her hands. She offered it to the councilman and said, "I baked this pie just for you. By the way, I am in charge of the ladies' club here. But our meetings are held in temporary places that are horrible. Would it be possible for you to find a nice permanent hall for us to meet and discuss our issues? Thank you so much." Saying this, she left. The councilman smiled and said to the inspector, "Well, there goes someone not offering a bribe." They both laughed and joined the rest of the people celebrating inside. So, the moral of the story is that we should not have double standards for anything. We should not say, I will have one set of values and rules for me, but another set of values and rules for other people. That is simply not right and ethical. We may all have our irritations and misgivings about certain people, communities, races, color, gender, and so on. But we should have control over these feelings and emotions. We should not let these biases and prejudices affect our fair treatment of anyone. Everyone wants to be prosperous, happy, and successful. We should understand this and treat everyone equally with the same respect and consideration. Only then can we be happy, and then this whole world will become a truly happy and peaceful place for everyone.